episode of Ben's Champs. Here's a stone that I've just ground down a little bit. With varying degrees of grit. 600, 800, 1200 grit sandpaper. It's from Lightning Ridge, this piece. It weighs about 14 carats plus. It's got some nice red and green, orange, yellow. So for buying opal, I think a lot of it is done online these days, and for Australian opal, you've got Black Opal Direct, you've got various boutique shops that cater to all sorts of things, jewelry shops selling bits of opal on the side perhaps, who knows, but eBay is not a bad place to look. There's plenty of sellers online who do a good job of being competitive in the market, and you can even find some pretty good deals on eBay, as well as places like opalshop.com.au, Black Opal Direct, miners, businesses that are selling direct from the mines, cutters businesses that are selling rubs and cut stones. You can find stones all over the show. You know, any site that's like eBay, Trade Me, things like that. eBay, they're always going to have the odd piece of opal going up for sale that nobody wants anymore, and they want to get rid of it, and they want to make a quick buck, so they might be selling cheap. If it's a high grade stone or a high grade piece of jewelry, it's highly likely that it could get quite a high price if it went to auction, but you want to be looking for your buy nows and that sort of thing, where somebody's just wanting to give you a good deal and get rid of it for a little bit of money, and basically giving you a gift and a score, a good score. So that's probably something to keep in mind. Yep, so there's that Lightning Ridge gem, and then also this piece here, from one of the first little deals that I ever got. This was probably one of my favorite stones of that particular deal, and you know, some people will look at the price of opals or the price of a parcel and they'll just think, oh my gosh, how can it be so expensive? When one stone can cost $60,000, you have to understand that, you know, 1 carat could be worth $15,000, and that's because of the rarity of black opal specifically, and the various ways that opal color play is displayed, and the patterns and the brightness and the cut all come into play. The thickness of the color bar, but it all affects the price. Here's a little Lightning Ridge gem. That one there is from Lightning Ridge, that's from Lightning Ridge, and this is from Lightning much, and very nice little stone. I see that that has a little bit of a black patch on the back. Nice green and gold color play there. What a nice little piece. Very unusual. You see, if somebody has a stone and they're thinking, well, I'm the only person that's got this stone, it becomes a case of them having the advantage. The seller always has the advantage. I mean, the buyer has a lot of power, but the seller has the advantage in that they don't have to part with the stone. They don't have to sell it to you, and basically they can really set whatever price they want. And the buyer, they don't have to buy it. I mean, if there's a stone for $500,000 and it's a big stone, it's bright, it's beautiful, let's say it's a pipe fossil or you know, a piece of shell fossil, and it's just a 1 in a million piece, and it's up for $500,000 because it's a giant. Well, let's just say, you know, they've got the advantage, that seller, because they don't have to sell it to you, and they're really doing you the favor by offering it to you for sale. If they wanted to keep it, they could just keep it. But in saying that, you know, the buyer, novice buyer, is going to look at that probably and go, are you kidding me? I could buy, you know, kilos and kilos of opal for that price. So would I rather have 200 kilos of high-grade black opal, or would I rather have that one piece for $500,000? It's a question that you've really got to sort of look at in depth, more in depth than I'm talking right now, but just something to think about. Watch that and watch those when you're cutting. The differences in opal are interesting. There is similarities between all the opals, but at the same time there is differences, slight differences. You'll notice some material is a lot harder than others, and they're basically polished in the same way and cut in the same way, but there are slight differences between the material, the way it's formed and the way it's made by Mother Nature. We are seeing a lot of differences in places that it comes from, and the way it was formed may be different, and that may relate to how the colour displays, how the opal will grind, how it will polish, whether it will crack or craze. Yeah, so that's just a little bit on that. Yeah, so I mean, I highly recommend Black Opal Direct. I highly recommend opalshop.com.au, and I recommend you search eBay and look for sellers that have good reviews. And you know, if something smells fishy and looks too good to be true, it probably is. There is a lot of scammers on eBay, so be careful. And yeah, just wanted to share a few stones with you, and that's all I've got. I haven't got Corona, so rest assured, I don't have it, and I'm willing to do a test to confirm that. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Cheers.